Hello, everyone. This is the Free American Press with your host, Alexander. Before we begin, if you can please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video, that would be really great. Today, we're having Mel Carmine on the show. He's the host of the Mel Carmine podcast. Hello, Mel. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me, Alexander. I love young kids picking up a microphone and getting into the trenches with us because it's the only way we're going to win this wars. More people got to get a microphone and speak out. You know what I mean? Don't worry about messing it up.
So, just to start getting into the markets, we'll get into XRP later, but we've been
Right.
seeing some huge moves in the silver market right now. We've been seeing it,
Massive.
yeah, massive. We've been seeing it hit all-time highs today. So, I just want to get your thoughts on this.
Well, Bitcoin was born when? In 2009. Let me take you back to for your audience purpose. In 2000 and 1988, the main Satoshi Nakamoto, aka David Schwartz, the CTO, who's just resigned, is going to be part of the board of Ripple XRP. In 1988, he puts a patent on blockchain technology. Fast forward, year 2000, he goes and works where? As a consultant at DARPA. Look this up.
Hmm.
At DARPA, he's there till 2010. 2007, 2008, what happens? The housing bubble.
All right.
And in 2009, Bitcoin is born. You think that's a coincidence? I think not. They went to him probably, I'm just speculating, say, listen, we're a bunch of screw ups. We need a new monetary system and we need it now. We need it fast. And with that, they gave him the download, which was Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't work because it's too slow. It costs too much money. It uses way too much energy. People don't want to wait hours. People don't want to pay thousands of dollars to move a couple of Bitcoins. So they had to go back to the drawing board and create the new and improved Bitcoin 5.0 on steroids. And voila, I give you XRP. XRP is scalable to what? 3.5 trillion transactions per second. There was a guy by the name of Hodor. A lot of you guys, a lot of you OGs out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Hodor used to write these incredible blogs. This guy's vocabulary was second to none, unlike mine, right? Thank God for ChatGPT. But anyway, needless to say, this guy here would write these amazing, editorials. We suspect that he was an inside guy, potentially even sitting on the board of Ripple, and he was allowed to come out, put breadcrumbs out there, and then we have to sort of put the puzzle together, and then he would disappear for 6 months. And then he would reappear with some other lady by the name of something Kendricks. I forget her name. You guys might want to put it down here on the chat. But there's a lady also that would write these articles that were amazing, mind-blowing. And we would all read these things, Digital Asset Investor, Digital Perspectives, Crypto Eddie, all of these guys, Chip from Live on the Chain, all these guys. We would read these and we'd be like amazed at the information that was being released. Now, will they need to go to 3.5 trillion transactions per second to be able to supply the world with transactions and move all the money? The answer is no. They can get to 500 million transactions per second or a billion transactions, and we have plenty of firepower to be able to move all the money. Now, when we are ready, not because I'm greedy, not because Alexander's greedy and we want to become billionaires or trillionaires, even though that would not be a bad thing, right? The bottom line is this. They got to figure out how much money is going to move on a global level on a monthly basis, weekly basis, yearly basis, etc. And they got to come up with a number that they feel, not us, that they feel is the number that XRP needs to be in order for it to do what it needs to do. We already know it moves at lightning speed. We already know that it moved trillions of dollars. We already know it's never made a mistake. We already know that it could be cranked up to 3.5 trillion transactions per second. We already know that there are ISOs that are there to assist and help in this mammoth new facelift of the biggest transfer of wealth in the history of the world, and it's coming at us. Are we in the final dance? I believe so. Do I believe it's going to happen November 22nd, which came and went? Absolutely not. I'm not a date guy, but I do believe sometime in 2026, something of major significance needs to happen. I don't think they have time to do another dress rehearsal. It's go time. It's been go time for a long time. It's just that right now they're trying to manipulate the markets because they want to shake you guys out. They don't want you guys to owning XRP. It was at $3.60 or $3.45, and they knocked it down to $3 and let Hummer over there. Now they brought it down to $1.70 recently, or $1.10, and then they jumped back up to $1.70. Now they're maintaining it at $2. They're doing this to discourage you, but if you understand how the movie ends, and you believe that that's how the movie ends.
So you said that they've been suppressing XRP, and you were saying in 2026 we should see XRP go up. So why do you think they want to suppress XRP, and when do you think the suppression will end in 2026?
The reason why it's going to end in 2026 is right now the guys that are playing the market with hundreds of millions of dollars coming in at specific times. I know you just mentioned the guy that we both have an acquaintance. That's a mutual friend of ours, right? Ninja. Ninja got a call one day, and somebody said, "Hey, listen, I want you to pay attention at exactly this time. The market's going to go down, and at exactly that time, the market's going to go up." You know what happened? Exactly what they said. At exact times, that market went down, and boom, and then the market went up. Just to let him know, and this is from a burner phone, okay, to let him know that we like us little people, we're not in charge.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going on now. When the Black Rocks come in with trillions and quadrillions, and the Vanguards and the State Streets and the BNY Mellons and all these guys, the big guys with the big balls, the huge balls, those guys that are playing with 50 million, 100 million, 200 million dollars, becoming significant, and they know that. That's when the party's over.
Yeah, I actually looked recently and we just saw Texas state government just buy a strategic reserve in Bitcoin. So we could also see states and countries buying strategic reserves of XRP. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, I don't know why they're buying Bitcoin. Can the government allow the Bitcoins of the world that have absolutely 0.000000000 utility survive? The answer is yes. We could put enough lipstick on that thing, and we could put a wig on it, and we could put some makeup on it and make it look beautiful. You know why? Because the government has a PhD, a public high school diploma, okay, on running Ponzi schemes. They've been doing it successfully for thousands of years. Understand? So can they allow a Bitcoin to survive? The short answer is yes. If you want to get technical, reality is that guys like Michael Saylor, Michael Novogratz, Max Kaisers, they will never sit down with guys like me because I know how the game is played. I understand one thing, that when you had to invent this store of value, let me remind you, is not a functionality. A store of value doesn't fix nothing. You know what a store of value fixes? Zero. So you have to hope that somebody else thinks that it's more valuable than what you bought it at to sell it to some other guy to make money. How long do you think they can keep that? I personally think, my personal opinion, I could be dead wrong. My personal opinion is Bitcoin by 2026, 2027, the latest, goes to zero. Not because of who invented it, like Dan Pena says. If you knew who invented, Bitcoin, you would run, because it's going to go to zero like this, boom, in 1 second. It's going to go to zero on its own merit. You see me shaking? I mean, I lost $2 million in boom, like that.
Wow.
Okay, in the market. You know what I did? I bought more because I'm crazy like that. You see? Because I know what they're doing is they're perpetuating a problem for themselves, because they don't want us to be wealthy, Alexander. But the reality is this: you're going to cause people like me to become even wealthier than I wanted to become, because when I have extra money, I'm not going to keep it in the bank where it's going to collect nothing like dust. I'm going to take it. I'm going to call my brokers. I got international brokers all over the world. If you guys want to buy a large sum, 10,000 is the very bare minimum, and there's no maximum. If you got $10 million or $20 million or $30 million burning your pockets and you're worth hundreds of millions of dollars, can I get you 20, 30 million, $100 million worth of XRP? Yes. You send me a text message to 786-704-8817. Okay. I call you on the phone. We spend about 20, 30 minutes on the phone. I qualify you as if I was a financial planner, which I'm not. And you'd be crazy to follow anything I tell you to do because I'm a freaking ex-pizza guy. What the hell do I know about finances, right? But the reality is I've done pretty well. You're following the journey and the direction that I'm going in. There's going to be a lot of us here that are going to become fabulously wealthy when this is all over. And they know that. So they're playing with your emotions. Don't let them. You have to have diamond hands, or as I like to call it, diamond nuts. Okay, and don't give in. But at the end of the day, if you want to be the new elite, this is your chance. This is the best ticket in town. You'll never have another opportunity like this. You either take advantage of it and you see it. If you don't see it, you better go talk to people like me and find out what the hell is going on. Like, it was created to transact. It doesn't transact, so they had to quickly invent a bull store is a store of value. Well, let me tell you, this phone right here, this computer we're on right now, has gold in it in order for this communication to be able to take place. Gold and silver live inside these components. That's usability, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
What does a store of value? It's the gold standard. What does this digital gold do? Can it make my computer work? Can it make
No.
my phone work? No. It's worthless. And when people come to reality, listen, I've had people that are smart. They realize it's not about the big number, the $100,000 Bitcoin and the $3 XRP. I've had people that when it was 49 cents XRP, I'm not going to tell you who this person is. It's a good friend of mine out of New Jersey, and a couple of other ones that were smart too. They realized it. And they were at least smart enough to call me and say, Mel, thank you. You're right. Because they made 5 times, 6 times more by listening to this non-financial planner, a guy you shouldn't listen to, than to leaving in the Bitcoin, the shiny thing that's $100,000. Okay, Bitcoin was at about 46,000, whatever. XRP was like 48 cents, 49 cents. They sold all the Bitcoin, put it into XRP. XRP goes to $3.40, and Bitcoin high was 126,000. Where would you make more money?
In XRP.
Exactly. Like 6.5 times more. Right? So when you understand that, then the $2 price tag or the $100,000 price tag is meaningless. It's who's going to be moving all the money? Is it Bitcoin? Is it Ethereum? No. It's going to be XRP, XLM, XDC, Hedera Hashgraph, IOTA. All of these tokens are going to be moving all the money. The ISO tokens, the ones that are Basel compliance. Are there some tokens that are related to those tokens that are going to go along for a ride, like Songbird and Flare? Yes. Are there some tokens like Stronghold that are, a project of Ripple XRP going to go along for the ride? The answer is yes. But when the smoke clears, if we want to play fair, Bitcoin should be gone, Ethereum should be gone, Flare should take over Ethereum, XRP takes over Bitcoin, and you got 2 new sheriffs on the block. The whole entire financial system is switching over to a new system. It's not going to be a 6-week bull run or a 6 months bull run. This could be 2-3 year bull run easily. How big it's going to be? You better activate all your airbags. You better strap on tight. You better have that fighter jet harness on. You better have your freaking G-Force suit on because we're fixing to go for a ride. There's a movie called The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin. I'll say it again. The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin. You want to go watch that movie and you want to study what happened because history is going to repeat itself exactly the same with XRP. There are going to be people selling it at 30, 40, 50 bucks thinking that it will never go because they're stuck in that market cap mentality. They don't understand supply and demand. Supply and demand. If there's a tremendous demand for something and there's a limited supply of less than 36 billion in the market space right now, and they got to move all the money, and all the money is quadrillions of dollars, okay, per year. 100 quadrillion is a conservative number. Divide 100 quadrillion to 36 billion. You come up with a pretty large number. Some people say and I'm tending to believe. I'm not saying that this. I'm not saying that I'm predicting this price tag, but there are people out there saying that the banks, or whoever is going to be moving all the money, whether it's the Treasury, whether it's a Treasury with Ripple, XRP, etc. That's already there's a relationship there. It's already written in the documentation that the new Treasury is going to be using XRP ledger to move all the money.
Yeah.
Just that alone, you guys should be tripping over your own shoelaces to go buy XRP as quickly as humanly possible. Think about this for a second. So now you've got the situation where supply and demand. That means that the XRP could be used all around the world 39 times a day. It goes from United States dollar, it goes into the Australian dollar, it switches over into XRP, gets parked. Somebody from Australia needs to move Australian money to Mexico. Boom, it goes from Australian money to Mexican pesos. Somebody from Mexican pesos needs to take it and move it down to Argentina into Argentinian pesos. Do you understand? Are you starting to get the picture that the XRP could be used over and over and over and over again? And when the institutions have it, I was told, I don't know this to be true, but it makes sense to me, was if I was an institution, I would want it to be worth I would if I got to move $1 billion, I would rather move XRP that's $1 million each and move 1,000 XRP to move $1 billion than to have an XRP that's worth 100,000 or 50,000. I want the least amount of friction on those tracks as I could possibly get. I want the biggest bang for my money.
Yeah,
Right?
that makes sense.
So the market cap goes away. Market cap, if you guys are still stuck in that three-dimensional world, I feel sorry for you. What can I say? I feel sorry for you because the market cap of whatever the new market cap is, if there's even going to be a market cap, nobody knows. Okay. But the reality is that supply, demand, who moves all the money, who does it fast, who does it efficiently, who's never made a mistake, XRP. If you can't understand, if you don't understand, if you don't understand that the global stage is set for XRP to lock, stock, and barrel, I feel sorry for you. The global stage is being set by Donald Trump and the Treasury and the kids. They're all in on crypto, man. You have an opportunity here to learn.
I wanted to take the time to share your YouTube channel, so I'm subscribed to him, the Mel Carmine podcast. He makes a lot of great videos on a lot of different subjects. Well, I'd just like to thank you, Mel, for coming on the channel and providing all this great insight to the viewers. Everyone, please go to his channel and subscribe to it. And if you could subscribe to this channel, that would be great. And just thank you all for everyone who's watching, and thank you again, Mel.
Thank you. Invite me back anytime you want, Alexander. I had a blast.
Yep, I definitely would like to have you on the show again. It's been great. You definitely gave a lot of great information out there for everybody. So, thanks again for everyone who's watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.